I am a male rabbit, and I'm pregnant. The father of my child is a king cobra, and he's hunting me. 1. After I grew up, my mom kicked me out. Don't come back unless you find a female rabbit. Better if you can transform into human form and marry into the human world. Marry? Who cares? I'm a male rabbit. It was the middle of summer, and being thrown out of the burrow felt like certain death. I hate heat. I searched everywhere for shady bushes to hide in. Eventually, I found an incredibly cool spot. I stayed there all night, then accidentally stepped on a sticky, soft egg. It stank. From a distance, a female snake raised her head, flicking her tongue at me. Her slit pupils were sharp, her scent menacing. Next second, she lunged at me. Instinct told me, if I didn't run, I wouldn't survive. I leapt, my forelegs working in perfect coordination, and bounced away. I bounced all night, from one forest to another, eventually landing in a garden. The sudden cool air made my heart race with relief. I nibbled on grass for an hour, then hid in the bushes and fell asleep. When I opened my eyes, a big hand had lifted me up. A young human male squinted at me, locking eyes with my blurry, red gaze. Where did this stupid rabbit come from? Rude human. I lifted my front paw to swipe at him, scratch him to death. But he reacted fast, dodged my paw and threw me away. Get lost, or face the consequences. Outside was scorching. Inside the garden felt cool. I hopped back in, clawing at his pants, eyes red, staring up at him. He smelled powerful, made me shiver, but he was so cool. Cooler than the garden. He looked down at me for a long moment. A smirk tugged at his lips. Stupid rabbit likes me. Rare sight indeed. Don't regret this. Then he carried me into a large house next door. Inside, it seemed full of ice. Cool and damp. This human male must hate heat as much as I do. We're going to get along just fine. 2. This place was amazing. No predators, a garden full of grass and plants to nibble on. Most importantly, it stayed cool day and night. The human male always left early and came back late, often bringing me carrots. I didn't like carrots. I preferred green grass or leaves. Seeing me ignore the carrots, he grabbed both my ears and lifted me up. Squinting, he scolded, "Aren't rabbits supposed to love carrots? And you're being picky?" It hurt, but rabbits don't cry out. I kicked my legs in the air, tears welling up as I stared at him. He paused, then let go. Mute rabbit? He was the mute one. Rabbits are naturally quiet. I angrily licked my paw, rubbing my ears with my other paw. I'm running away. This human keeps grabbing my ears, terrifying. I'd finish the grass in the garden first, then escape. I spent day and night nibbling. 30 days and nights passed, and the grass I had eaten grew back. Oh no, too hard to chew. I'd grown a bit fat and couldn't hop well. Outside, the snake watching me raised her flat head over the fence. Her tongue flicked, hissing. I jumped in fright, and she slithered in. I managed to drag my chubby body into the house. The human male was resting today, didn't go out. Sleeping soundly in his room, door closed. I was too small to reach the doorknob. Panicked, I clawed at it. Sounds horrid. If only I were human. A human could open this door. Even if I had to marry into the human world, I would. At least I wouldn't get eaten. Thinking that, tears streamed down my face. I felt feverish, dizzy. Seeing the terrifying snake close, I kicked my legs, and fainted. 3. When I opened my eyes, 4 eyes, 2 human, 2 snake, watched me, and I shivered. I instinctively scrambled toward the human male. Suddenly, I realized my limbs were long, my body bigger, smooth, pale, and naked. Clinging to him was tricky. I realized, I had transformed. Mom always nagged about how difficult animal transformation was. She said in 100 years only one small animal had succeeded on Mount Fulling, becoming the mountain's guardian deity. Lies. I succeeded in a month. Too easy. Courage surged through me. Standing on my new legs, hands on hips, I cursed the snake in animal speech. I'm human now, bigger than you, I can't be eaten. My legs wobbled, and I stumbled onto the human male. Being a rabbit for so long made this clumsy. The snake's amber slit pupils ignored me, focused on the human holding me. Hissing, humans don't understand animal speech, but I did. She said I crushed her eggs, cursed me, demanded the human hand me over. I stiffened, wrapping my limbs around the human. Looking at the 4 to 5 meter dark brown snake coiled on the ground, I panicked. She could poison or crush me. Shouldn't transformation make me powerful? Why couldn't I do anything? I was terrified, eyes streaming. I babbled. I didn't mean to step on the eggs. They were stinky anyway, bad eggs, wouldn't hatch. Sorry, mother snake, it's my fault. Please don't eat me. I'm all fat, not tasty. The snake raised a third of her body, sniffing me, hissing, No, you smell good. Eating you will make good eggs. I clutched the human's waist, buried in his arms, trembling. Female snakes hold grudges. Whoever touches their eggs gets hunted down to the ends of the earth. I was doomed. Suddenly, the human laughed, holding my butt, squeezing it. Stop making a fuss. You'll never have any other offspring. Go back. I'll avenge you. I loosened my grip in shock, almost falling. He patted my butt. Hold on tight, or you're dead. The snake's pupils rounded, lowering her head. She asked something bizarre. Do you have any? The human replied, maybe. The snake swished her tail. Fine. I'll let you have the prey. Then, like the wind, she slithered away. 4. I became human prey again. I really must have been crazy to live with a human. Regret hit me immediately. I had to run. I carefully slid off the human, trying not to make a sound, then twisted around and bolted, twisting and turning through every corner. The human reached out and grabbed the back of my neck, lifting me up and tossing me onto the big bed. He wore loose, casual clothes, one knee on the mattress, creeping upward slowly. His pupils glinted with a strange golden light, radiating a hunter's determination. Terrifying. I buried myself in the blankets, trembling. Suddenly, I felt tingling at my head and tailbone. Someone was touching me. Stupid rabbit, your ears and tail are showing. I covered my ears with one hand and my tail with the other, face burning red. I was so unskilled at transforming, so embarrassing. If Mom knew I was only half decent, she'd scold me to death. I panicked. The human pawed at me, seemingly evaluating my flesh. I froze. When he finished, he said, plump and soft, feels nice. Seems like you absorbed the magical herbs I grew well. I worked hard to grow them, and you've nibbled almost all in a month. You owe me. I dropped my hands and stared up hopefully. Once I repay you, can you stop eating me? He paused, then slowly squinted, a chuckle escaping. I'll still eat you, but it depends on your behavior. After all, you crushed my brothers and sisters. What the? No wonder he could understand me. He was a snake in human form. I, a rabbit, was stunned. Mom had always said transformation was extremely difficult, yet here I was, barely escaped one trap, only to land in an even worse one. I didn't want to die. 5. Rabbits bite when cornered. I bit the fake human hard. My teeth weren't as strong as they had been as a rabbit. Damn. I sank my teeth into his chest and ground my jaw. The human groaned low, pressing me against him. You did this yourself. He ripped his shirt, pressing my head down. Don't just bite the top. I froze. Definitely a snake. I'd seen humans urinate in the mountains or hunt in the wild. Humans are singular. Snakes are too. And yet, he couldn't be killed. Why was I biting him? I refused, pushing him away to run. He grabbed my feet and dragged me back. You ate so much of my magical herbs, and you just run. If only I hadn't. My red eyes glared at him, body flushed with anger. He touched my face, smiling lazily. Oh, the stupid rabbit's in heat. Perfect timing for a meal. He started with my mouth. His thick tongue suddenly became thin and long, tickling my throat. Suffocating. I couldn't push him away. I thought I was going to die. Then he released me and began nibbling my rabbit ears. I'm Andrew. And you? My mind went blank. Who asks a rabbit's name while eating it? I'm Mountain Rabbit Snake. Can you not eat me? Rabbits aren't tasty. Uncle Goat once said snakes prefer cold-blooded animals, rarely eating rabbits. I shouldn't fear them, but I shouldn't provoke them either. All Mom's fault for kicking me out. Now look. 2 months left to live. I closed my mouth, silently crying. Andrew paused, looking down at my face, then touched my chubby cheeks. Mountain Rabbit isn't a name. From now on, you're Samuel. Why are you crying? 2 little whimpers. After he named me, a strange feeling surged in my mind. Sharp yet warm, clear yet overwhelming. I still couldn't whimper. Rabbits are quiet. Pain or fear, we endure. I never learned to complain. I won't. Andrew's eyes turned into dangerous slits. He was going to eat me. I kicked my legs. He grabbed my ankles, pressing me down. You won't? Then I'll make you. If you don't call, I won't stop. He held up long fingers, counting, 1, then 2. I babbled nonsense, not understanding. My mind fogged, leaving only 2 thoughts. I wanted a female rabbit. I wanted to have baby rabbits. 6. What a cruel punishment. Before reaching 2, I sobbed and transformed back into a rabbit. Andrew was wicked. He wanted to torment me before eating me. I vowed to nibble every blade of grass in his garden, leaving none. I spent a week doing just that. I even started inexplicably gathering grass to build a nest. My chest ached slightly. Mom said that's what happens when a neighboring female rabbit is pregnant. I was definitely pregnant. Andrew was terrifying. he could make a male rabbit pregnant. I didn't know if it was snake eggs or rabbit babies. I lay in my rabbit nest, licking my belly. Andrew returned, heading straight to the garden. He held me in his hands. When will you become human? Ready to eat a rabbit? Damn cold-blooded animal. I was already carrying his baby, and he still wanted to eat me. I had to run. Rabbit pregnancies last only a month. I needed to earn money for milk. Though I'm male, I had none. Couldn't even count on the father. He'd eat me if given the chance. Outrageous. So the next day, after Andrew left, I transformed into human form, stole a set of his clothes, and sneaked away. I was terrified he might catch me. Ears couldn't hide, tail tucked awkwardly inside pants. I reached the human world. Everywhere, two-legged humans stared. Some girls ran up. Are your white hair and red eyes a wig and contacts? So realistic. And those rabbit ears, can we get a link? I didn't understand a word. Fists clenched to my chest, nervous. Their eyes shone with excitement. Wow, cosplay little rabbit looks so real, so cute. I want to touch it. Want to join our studio? We'll give you characters, and when you gain followers, you can earn money. Money? My ears perked up. I nodded vigorously, pressing my head to their hands, rubbing them. They were going crazy, touching my ears like they might faint. Too soft, I'm dying from the cuteness. I'm passing out. As they tried to take me to their studio, a dangerous scent reached me from half a street away. I saw Andrew, tall, staring through the crowd, eyes squinting, not yet slitted. I jumped and ran the other way. No one could stop me. Occasionally, I glanced back. Andrew followed calmly, unhurried. Damned snake. He could remember his praise scent for so long. I had no tears left, only fear. Would I even survive to give birth to my babies? 7. Humans are slow on their feet. I wasn't used to it either. Once I reached the outskirts, no one was around. I transformed into a rabbit and bounded into the grass. The wind whistled past me, a sound coming from behind. Before diving into the forest, I glanced back. My eyes nearly popped. A massive king cobra slithered behind me. Not too close, not too far. Head raised, tongue flicking. Its amber eyes glimmered with golden light, staring directly at me. Terrified, I spun around and darted back into the mountains, panicked. I shouted, "Don't chase me anymore." Better to be eaten by its mother, at least that would be quick and precise, without torturing my poor little heart. Stupid rabbit, why run? And he asks why I run. He's about to eat me, torturing me first. Not running would be the true stupidity. Because you want to eat me. I didn't swallow you yet. Not now doesn't mean never. He had already licked me all over. Wasn't that tasting? Where have I ever seen two males do such things? All I've seen is male-female mating. Even humans, it's male and female. Thinking this, I instinctively ran back to my rabbit nest. My little siblings were nursing, everything peaceful. Compared to my misery, I felt pathetic. A light bulb went off. I howled. Mom, when my babies are born, can they drink your milk too? Mom, half asleep, jolted awake, ready to scold. Who's begging for food? Seeing me, her eyes widened. You little coward, why are you back? Found a wife? Already have kids? Where? Her big eyes scanned everywhere, landing on the snake behind me. She carefully moved my siblings aside and jumped up, ready to confront the snake. How do you have time to come? Let the animals handle patrolling Fulling Mountain. Must you worry yourself everywhere? My ears went straight up. The grass I was nibbling fell to the ground. Ugh, this grass tastes awful. I turned, hiding behind Mom, whispering, Mom, do you know this bad snake? She jumped, kicking me. What bad snake? This is the mountain god of Fulling Mountain. Kneel and apologize. I froze, stretching out my front paws, patting my head in misery. Mountain god, eats rabbits too. Another kick from Mom. Less chatter, kneel and apologize first. Without the mountain god, you'd be toast by morning. How does a rabbit kneel? I squatted on my hind legs, front paws together in a bow, reluctantly. Mountain god, I'm sorry. Andrew slithered over, shrinking into a thin snake, coiling around me and rubbing my head. Then, raising his head to Mom, he said, it's fine. Samuel is still so cute. Mom's eyes darted, as if she suddenly understood something. A big horse crouched on the ground. Thanks to your excellency for naming him. To train under you is his fortune. Andrew nodded his snake head. Then I'll take him back. 8. Mom stepped aside, showing respect as if to send Andrew off. No one asked me. I didn't want to return to that wicked snake. Nervous, I accidentally shifted into human form. I grabbed Mom's ears, holding her close, squealing. Mom, I can't leave you. I'm carrying babies. I have no milk. I need you. Mom froze, staring at Andrew, then me. Her three-part mouth twitched. "Excellency, I have some family matters to handle, please wait a moment." Andrew nodded thoughtfully. Mom bounced down, guiding me behind a large tree. She peeked between my hind legs, then gave me another kick. "You're a male rabbit, so why are you carrying babies? Driven crazy by marriage pressure?" I fumed, shouting, "That wicked snake forced me to mate, and left his offspring in me. My chest hurts, and I'm building a nest, just like when rabbits are pregnant." Mom was dumbfounded, resting her chin on her front paws, thinking, "He's the mountain god, maybe he really can make you pregnant." She sized me up, eyes full of confusion. "Why would the Excellency choose a stupid rabbit like you? As a child, you stepped on traps and jumped over pitfalls. There's no trap you don't notice or avoid." I pressed my lips, guilty but honest. "I ran for my life, ended up in his lair, and ate all the herbs he planted." "Mom, what? You ate all the Excellency's magical herbs? The vegetarian animals of Fulling Mountain only get a few each year, and you ate them all?" I felt miserable. "Mom, why aren't you worried why I ran?" Mom fumed, thumping my feet. "You've been running since birth, why should I care now? You little rabbit, since you ate Andrew's herbs, you'll obediently serve him as his pet. Even if he makes you have a litter, you must have it." I recalled always stumbling into traps or being chased, but always surviving somehow. "Mom, why did I survive?" Mom, full of disdain, "The mountain god said you're adorably stupid, so he pays extra attention to you. I don't know how many times I've returned you, every time sleeping like a pig. Not sure if from real sleep or from being scared unconscious. How did I give birth to such a clueless thing?" I was used to being scolded, didn't feel sad at all. A little annoyed, I muttered, "Then why does he only pay attention to me? No other animal can do what I can." Mom glanced at me, nodding seriously, proudly, "True, after all, you're mine." What kind of rabbit? Mom still made me follow Andrew. She said Andrew is the mountain god of Fulling Mountain, already fasting for years, doesn't eat small animals. Said he has plenty of resources, doesn't need my milk. I should serve Andrew properly. No need to imitate humans and run with offspring. I only understood one thing, Andrew has milk. I asked eagerly, "You really won't eat me?" Andrew replied meaningfully, "Not really. He's so silly, speaking so oddly." "Fine, as long as he doesn't eat me." I felt around. It was still comfortable in his lair. The mountains were noisy and dangerous. Mom favored younger siblings. No point. Better to go back with Andrew and nibble grass. 9. I still hadn't fully mastered the transformation technique. I usually only shifted when I was emotionally charged or desperate to change. But honestly, I didn't like being human. It felt awkward, uncomfortable. Much better to curl up in the grass as a rabbit and nap. After Andrew caught me, he didn't poke me with a stick anymore. He often put me on his lap, staring at my stomach. Then he'd relax, his eyebrows curling slightly, and go back to planting herbs. Or he'd coil himself into a circle in the grass, wrapping me inside. We'd sleep together. His scales were cool and comforting. He also taught me human knowledge. He said his lair was a villa. A cooling device was called an air conditioner, a humidifier was a humidifier. He even taught me to watch TV. I finally understood what running with the ball meant. So outdated, so entertaining. He said his mother's snake eggs were infertile because he became the snake god of Fulling Mountain. He had no siblings. It could also mean his fate was so strong it killed any siblings. To compensate his snake mother, he found ways to make her live long. She was happily romancing every male king cobra on Fulling Mountain. Chasing me wasn't about eating me, he just thought I was cute, teasing me for fun. I didn't understand. What's fun about teasing a weak little rabbit? But I didn't dare speak up. Sometimes, his snake mother would come watch shows with me. She liked flicking her tongue at my scent. Pregnancy gives off a unique smell. I had it too. She was thrilled, hissing songs to my belly. But a month passed, I had already built several nests. No sign of movement in my belly. Andrew's sharp brows furrowed. Cold and striking. Why are there still no signs of labor? Samuel, transform. I'll take you to the hospital. Even immortals need hospitals. Apparently, immortals aren't all powerful. I shifted into human form, bundled up tightly. The hospital checked all sorts of things. The staff looked at us like humans watching a crazy person wielding a broom saying, "Shoo." In the end, they told Andrew, clearly wary. Looks like schizophrenia, reaching delusional levels. Andrew's brow rose slightly. The doctor hesitated. But on the other hand, there's also pseudo-pregnancy in nature. For example, female rabbits may experience pregnancy-like symptoms without producing babies. Humans can have sympathetic pregnancy syndromes. Perhaps your friend. Andrew's face cooled, a chill emanating. He has no wife. He's a rabbit. The doctor scratched his head, going along. Oh, then no wonder. He thinks he's a rabbit, probably simulating rabbit pseudo-pregnancy. I listened vaguely. Andrew understood. Anyway, it's pseudo-pregnancy. No babies inside. The doctor nodded repeatedly, sending the deity away. 10. I transformed into a rabbit, hiding my head like a turtle. Andrew was angry. His presence pressed down on everything, low and heavy. His brows low, lips tight. I felt guilty and scared. He had spared me before because I carried his babies. Now my belly was empty. He surely thought I was a bad rabbit, daring to deceive a mountain god. I felt doomed, a little sad. This wicked snake only cared about the babies in my belly, not me. My heart hurt, my rabbit ears drooped. Once home, Andrew tossed me onto the bed. His voice low, transform. I obeyed, curling into the blanket. Weakly, I said, just get it over with, don't torture me. Andrew laughed with anger. Pseudo-pregnancy fooled me. You've kept me waiting a month, and now you want it over quickly. Fine, I'll satisfy you. This time, I'll fill your belly, make you carry my babies. My heart felt pricked by thorns. See, this wicked snake only cared about the babies. I felt like a puppet, limbs manipulated by Andrew. Just as he raised a spiked stick toward me, I silently shed 2 lines of tears. I struggled. Disgusting. I won't mate with you. I'll go find a female rabbit, find humans. Disgusting. Andrew froze, letting go. No babies, and you won't stay by my side, huh? I nodded frantically, wiping my face. Words spilling out recklessly. If you weren't the mountain god, if you didn't threaten Mom, if your herbs weren't tasty, I wouldn't stay with my natural enemy. Andrew silently got off the bed. He picked up his clothes, slowly dressing. His long fingers trembled slightly. I didn't notice. He said, leave here. Don't let me see you again. Wicked snake. Being near him always made my heart sick, racing, slowing, stabbing, aching. I needed distance. I transformed into a rabbit and hopped away, shivering. Before leaving, I fiercely nibbled the tender grass in his garden. I wouldn't get it again. What a shame. 11. I returned to my rabbit nest. Mom said my fur had lost its shine, asking what trouble I'd caused. Like I was just a mischief rabbit. I told her Andrew only wanted offspring, didn't like me. After my pseudo-pregnancy, he drove me out. Mom didn't believe me, she unconditionally sided with Andrew. So sad. Looking back, the nest was empty. I was the saddest rabbit in the world. I hid in the nest for 2 days. When I came out, everything had collapsed. The flowers, grass, and trees of Fulling Mountain had withered in just a few days. Dry, flavorless. Chewing felt like chewing wax. After 3 days, I was skinny, my butt no longer round. I cried to Mom, what happened? Is winter here? Wasn't it midsummer just days ago? Mom chewed dry grass with my siblings by the river, perfectly adapting. The mountain god is unwell. Fulling Mountain and the mountain god are connected. If he suffers, the mountain suffers. She sighed deeply. We've sent the larks to check on him. Hope the mountain god recovers soon. I was lost, my mind tangled. Why could an immortal fall ill? I wanted to see Andrew, but feared his cold eyes. He said not to let him see me. What if he saw me and got angrier, making himself even weaker? Rabbit brains couldn't come up with a solution. I was worried. 12. The lark spread the news across Fulling Mountain. All the animals gossiped. By the time it reached Mom, it became. The mountain god was provoked by a careless little animal, got seriously sick, almost dying. All animals should visit him. If he dies and no new mountain god appears, seek another home. Don't let us find out which little creature caused this, or it'll be sacrificed. Mom glared at me. I panicked, fearing she'd blame me, beat me, and offer me to Andrew. So I ran away. Halfway, I shifted into human form, thinking frantically while running. I racked my brain all day, then suddenly hit upon a brilliant idea. I turned toward the city and ran. 13. I returned to the street I'd been to before. A second-hand anime convention was happening. I remembered the scent from last time and found the girls who had talked to me a month ago. I begged them to make me look completely different from before, so different that even my own mother wouldn't recognize me. I also asked them to cover up my original scent. The girls were incredibly enthusiastic. One smoothed makeup on my face, another helped me pick out clothes. 2 hours later, I looked in the mirror at a girl with long, straight black hair and my mouth fell open. Big round black eyes, lips red as if bleeding, dressed in some witch costume. I looked so strange. They said it looked good, but my expression felt weird. Whatever makeup you wear, you always look adorably clumsy, but you're unrecognizable, right? Indeed, I couldn't even recognize myself. One of the girls sprayed a small bottle behind my ears, on my neck and wrists, then had me spin in place. A strong green apple scent filled the air. sweet and tart. No trace of my grassy smell remained. I bowed to them. Thank you. If I ever have the chance, I'll repay you. If I don't, it means I'm dead. With that, ignoring their shocked and worried faces, I turned and ran. Finally, I made it near Andrew's villa. The place was already surrounded by animals. A tiger in the front hadn't entered yet. He lowered his chest, voice booming. Mountain God, tell us which little animal did this, and we'll avenge you. Behind it, a huge python lifted its thick head, hissing wetly and ominously. Yeah, maybe if we kill it, you'll recover. I heard humans can't bottle up anger, it'll kill them if they do. You have to release it. A chorus of huge animals spoke at once, every word a threat to kill me. My legs went weak, and I collapsed, dazed. A rear elephant spotted me, curled its trunk, and lifted me into the air. Why is there a human here? A little girl, too. It placed me on the ground and pushed me out, muttering, "Humans, leave. This isn't your business." 14. I shivered but held back. If I ran again, Andrew might die. I couldn't bear the thought of never seeing him again, of the garden's grass dying. I braved myself and walked to the front door. Andrew had once held my hand to enter the password, saying I could come and go as I pleased, but he'd also told me to leave. I hesitated a few seconds, looking at my skirt and black shoes. Andrew didn't even know about my pseudo-pregnancy, he surely wouldn't recognize me now. I pressed the password. The door opened. Inside, a strong smell of rice wine hit me, dizzying. Andrew had transformed into a 6 or 7 meter long snake, coiled in front of the TV, eyes closed, reeking of alcohol, like a snake soaked in wine. The TV played a melodrama, wife-chasing and heartbreak. The heroine, a child of the weather, made thunder when angry, rain when crying, sunshine when happy. After falling for the overbearing male lead, the city was always raining. People cursed the heavens daily. The heroine lacked faith, grew weaker, cried more, almost flooding the city. She ran away secretly to uninhabited lands. The male lead regretted it and searched everywhere for her. Before, when I watched, I just thought it was outdated but intense. Now, watching it, I felt an uncanny sense of déjà vu. Could Andrew be like that heroine? I crouched and patted Andrew's head, whispering, "Don't die." 15. Andrew opened his eyes and flicked his tongue. Calmly, he asked, "Why?" I forgot that I was pretending to be a human girl, not a rabbit. I listed reasons. If you die, I'll starve. The grass on the mountain is terrible. All the flowers and trees have withered. Falling mountain is ugly. Finally, I pressed my hand to my chest, confused. If you die, I think I'll be sad. My chest always aches here. Andrew's tail slid around my legs. You're not afraid of me. You hate me. Why come back? I realized the truth, panicked. I'm not a rabbit. I'm a human girl. I saw you on the street and worried about your health. Andrew stared for a long time, then closed his eyes. Then leave. I don't need strangers worrying about me. He was sending me away again. My nose tingled. I stood, ready to leave, but his tail wrapped around me. I muttered, "Let go." Andrew chuckled, cruelly. According to human legend, the river god marries a new bride each year to ensure favorable weather. As a mountain god, should I have humans offer a bride? How about you? He wanted to marry a human bride? I glared at him. This wicked snake. Hurting rabbits wasn't enough, now humans too. Too bad. I pointed at him, fingers pale. You, a heartless, flirtatious snake, already mated with the rabbit. Andrew coiled around me, sighing. The little rabbit rejected me, ran away. If someone wants me, I wouldn't harm innocents. But unfortunately, he was babbling nonsense. I was furious. No, you're the one who drove me away. Andrew's body hung heavily over me. His amber eyes locked on mine. Then even if you're not pregnant, will you stay with me? I thought for a moment and nodded emphatically. Of course. There's the best grass here. I also complained. You're keeping me only because you want babies. Andrew closed his eyes helplessly. His snout brushed my face, smudging my lipstick onto his scales. I just like you. I want to touch you. When the mood is right in bed, saying something naughty. What are you thinking? I looked innocent. What's naughty? Andrew's eyes glowed gold. He ordered the animals outside. I'll be done soon. Go back to the mountain. Don't scare humans nearby. Footsteps shuffled away in chaos. 16. Andrew transformed into human form and placed me on the sofa. His cool fingers toyed with my lips. He looked at the red stain on his fingers, stared at me, and slowly pressed the finger marks against his own mouth. His lips were red too. So beautiful. Andrew's hands kept moving, his lips opening and closing. Naughty words are what I'm going to say now, he murmured. His fingertips pressed gently on my belly. Baby, next, I'll fill your stomach and make you carry my child. Who exactly was the baby? I was dizzy from it. All I caught was, fill your stomach. My eyes lit up. Really? Can I eat your grass now? I've been hungry for 3 days. Andrew paused, then gave a strange smile. Of course you can. How could you not? Come, let's eat this grass first, then that one. I can't wait. If I hold out any longer I'll die. I recently learned some techniques from watching TV. I can retract my barbs. Won't hurt you at all. 17. Andrew sniffed me again. His head dove under my skirt. I shivered. What are you doing? You're not going to eat me, are you? Andrew froze for a moment, then laughed until his shoulders shook. Finally, he explained, I'm helping you groom your fur. Rabbits like to be clean, right? True. When I was little, my mom licked my fur too. As I grew, I groomed myself. It felt so good. Humans probably have something similar. I pushed his head down. Then continue. Halfway through, I was dazed, not knowing where I was. I knew my fur was groomed, my belly indeed swollen, but my hunger was growing stronger. I wanted to eat grass. Grass. I want grass. Andrew paused, then carried me to the backyard. Then let's eat grass on the lawn. Something felt off. After thinking for a while, I realized, as a human, I couldn't eat grass. I slammed down and transformed into a rabbit. My hind legs trembled as I hit the ground. Looking at the green grass in the yard, my mouth watered. I gnawed. A gust of wind blew. Andrew sighed, picked me up, and laid me over 2 upright sticks. Samuel, don't go overboard. Transform back. I chewed slowly, swallowing grass. I'm hungry, I muttered lazily. Andrew clenched his fists, closed and opened his eyes, took a deep breath, and asked a question that made me flustered. Do you like me, or do you like grass? I thought seriously for several minutes. Rabbit is iron, grass is steel. A rabbit can't live without grass. Grass! I shouted. Andrew's lips curled into a dangerous smile. His palm pressed to my back, heat flowing into me. I involuntarily transformed back into a human. Andrew's face paled. His vertical pupils and tail tip reappeared. He smiled warmly, then it's grass. I didn't get to eat grass until the next morning, after Andrew had flipped me around and worn me out. I still couldn't figure out what went wrong. 18. Fulling Mountain returned to life. The animals didn't need to move anymore. They held a celebration in the forest, rejoicing that the mountain god had found a human bride. Andrew frowned and took me for a stroll through the mountain. I need to clarify, it's not a human bride, it's a rabbit groom. Even in human form, I was still a trap radar. On our walk, I got caught in a net once, fell into a pit once, and stepped on a trap once. Andrew rubbed his forehead. We were clearly walking together. I smiled foolishly. If these traps didn't exist, how would I fall into your trap? Andrew looked at me like I was a clever monkey. You can say something so sweet. I almost want to cry. Humph. I had human teachers, after all. Not long ago, I took Andrew to thank those 2 human girls. I didn't want Andrew to know I was a clumsy rabbit. I secretly asked them. Grass has several meanings. Can you teach me? They glanced at Andrew in the distance, then at me. Their faces instantly turned red. Excited and shy, they whispered in my ear, explaining everything. I was confused, blushing for no reason. So grass wasn't just for rabbits to nibble. Humans could use it too. They could also insult others with it. Human culture was terrifying. I couldn't let Andrew learn too much human knowledge. He had already learned bad habits, offering brides, and now this grass business. I was so annoyed that I ate all the grass in the garden. The girls even taught me to use a phone. I learned cheesy pickup lines on it, intending to move Andrew to tears. Whether he was moved, I didn't know, but I cried my eyes out. Damn cheesy lines. I wasn't learning anymore.